which that can be done is if we know something is coming up, maybe I can't attend every event, but maybe I can be at this one.
Right.
And so maybe sharing a little bit and passing that information on through social media and even through old-fashioned social media for our seniors calling and picking up, I think the momentum can continue. So be encouraged. I'm thrilled to have you here at my home church and continue the good work with prayer.
Thank you very much for having me. And so we'll put that on our, we'll help pub that event on Sunday. So afterwards, I think the information.
Okay.
We do have a sign-in sheet by the door, so if anyone hasn't signed that, please do.
We will do. Thank you.
My name is Kimaru Watlenda, and I do appreciate what you all do. I think that we talked about short-term goals, and I think we need to focus on short-term goals and long-term goals. And one of the long-term goals that will stop police brutality is to establish a civilian review board.
Yeah, we got, that's one of our things. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
I just wanted
Please, go ahead.
to put that out, because as long as the police are the ones who are policing themselves, they will shoot you and claim that you had a howitzer, and we can do nothing about it. But if there's a review board made up of civilians who are not connected with the police department, then justice is apt to come out of that more readily. And we can do that, but it will take the help of politicians, and it's a long-term goal, but it's well worthwhile.
Yeah, there's some people that are exploring the process of creating that right now. And so I'm glad you brought that up. I mean, really, that probably should have been one of the
Yeah, they need to be elected too.
So Maha had mentioned like how there's this coalition going on right now. It's called the Freedom Side. And one of the other organizations in that group is called the Black Youth Project. And they actually just came out with this like 28-page packet on different policies that may be relevant to what's going on in local communities all over the country. And the ones that are in here that I think are relevant to this are the civilian police review boards, something that's called Mike Brown's Law, which is getting body cameras on the police officers, and a way to get hold the DOJ accountable to enforcing current civil rights that we already have that are just not being enforced. And so this actually has like a toolkit and further resources on each of those things. So if there is a group of people who wants to focus on that, we have the tools for that. So for the rest of, we did have an agenda. Amana is going to talk about an event that we have this Saturday, which is related to all of this, and then we had a couple people who went to Ferguson this past weekend, and they just wanted to share a couple words on what they learned there and how that's relevant to what's going on here. Because there has been a lot of organizing happening in Ferguson, and I think that we can learn a lot from the way that they have been doing it, but also making sure it's relevant to what's going on today. So we were just going to have that for a couple minutes, and then we wanted to break down into these groups on what people are thinking. We were hoping that everyone can leave this meeting with a couple contact numbers of people that we didn't know before this meeting who are also interested in working on what you're interested in working on, or they're already working on that, and you just haven't met them yet. And so we're hoping everyone can leave the meeting with that. So in order to do that, we're going to have a little bit of a networking session. So I know a lot of people have ideas, so we definitely have a space for that at this meeting. So if you want to talk about the 18th.
Yeah, one thing I forgot to mention real quick is that we also found out that the BCI, the Bureau of Criminal Investigations, that they're the ones that, I know a lot of people have been talking about, why is Ronald Ritchie being, brought up on charges, the 911 caller, and that actually was a determination from the BCI, which is underneath the wine as well, so that's something else that we're fighting for, and all these things are still, I think, on the table, the community fight for it, and also the Department of Justice is starting opening up an investigation in this area. And what we're hoping is that, there's an investigation here, there's an investigation in Ferguson, there's an investigation down in Florida and some other places as well. And so we're hoping that now, it seemed like time is right to like look at this thing on a national level and really understand that this is like a common problem that's happened everywhere, and then seeing how policies can be changed on that way too. So on the 18th, we're kind of looking at like, we gotta fight this battle on two fronts. One being, local and immediate actions, but also looking at long-term actions as far as policies within the state. And so this Saturday, we're having a statewide action in Columbus, at the state capitol. Basically to gather people from around the state to start putting pressure on the wine and on the policymakers to really investigate and explore this issue and create some better policies. There's going to be 2 buses leaving from here for people that need rides. I'm not 100% sure where they're picking them up at, so I don't want to mention it until we got full confirmation. But we got a sign-up sheet that she's going to pass around right now.
Definitely one coming from somewhere around this area in Dayton, and then one coming from somewhere nearby Wright State.
Yeah.
And so on the sign-in sheet, I put Dayton or Wright State, and put your contact information, and we'll contact you on where that is going to be.
Okay, I got a quick question. What's the goal of this rap? What is it? I mean, so are they meeting with legislators? What's happening?
This one, it's going to be on Saturday, and so that didn't happen. We normally do meet during the week, but this time, like I know a lot of people have been saying that you haven't been able to come stuff because it's been on a weekday, and so since we're on a statewide action, we decided to do it on a weekend this time, and so it's basically letting the voice heard. Actually, there's a call tonight about the action. So if you want to hop on the call, if you got ideas or you just want to get an idea, it's really a national call because there's probably people coming in from other states as well. And
I think the idea is to continue the momentum from what was going on locally at the police station and show since the response from that action was that, okay, we can't do anything because, it's the statewide level or the federal level that has the power. So we have a group of people going there, and then we're going to have people maintaining pressure here locally. So we're putting pressure on all of the different levels.
Good question.
Okay, so if you, Lindsay?
Everybody kind of covered a lot of things that we were kind of wanting to talk about after our experience in Ferguson. They scheduled 10 minutes for us, and we brought a video that Annie worked all morning on, just documenting our experiences, and we want to know if it's okay to show that, even though it's kind of over the time, how everybody feels about that. Is everybody just not? Okay. So I guess the other thing is...
Could you let us know who you are?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's very good question.
We got it at 3 o'clock this morning.
I understand.
My name is Lindsay Ainsworth. I'm living in Yellow Springs, been living in Dayton for about 3 years. I'm just an activist, and we knew that Ferguson had put out a national call for communities to come in for this Ferguson October events. And Monday we had a day of action, which was really our focus. And so we went down there, we went to some trainings, we went to some different kinds of community discussions, went to marches and rallies, and I'm sure we did other things. And Annie, do you want to introduce yourself?
Annie Blanchard.
So that's Annie. And so what I kind of want to tell you about Waltrina. She's a young woman from Cleveland, Ohio. She is a minister at the United Church of Christ, and she got arrested at the solidarity action they had at Walmart yesterday. And so in this video, she speaks. In this video, you see her get arrested. In this video, you'll see her in the paddy wagon. And she knows about what has been going on here locally, and she feels very connected to this. And so I think that not only did they shut down one Walmart, but then after they shut down that Walmart, they went to another Walmart. And after they shut down that Walmart, they went to another Walmart. And by this time, they did this, what am I leaving out? They did this in solidarity for John Crawford. There's no other connection for, right. Yeah. Well,
They said I'm drunk off
they may have. We were only able to stay for the very first one, so I'm not really sure about that. Am I just leaving anything else out? Because I'm feeling very confused as well. So we just want to show you a bit of our experience. If you have any questions for us, we don't really want to take up any more of your time here, but we really do want to be accessible to you for what we learned. I think the other thing that I really want to point out is there are so many groups that are working there. We're talking about Shelby 15 for equal wages. We're talking about Justice for Palestinians. We're talking about faith leaders from every different denomination. We're talking about organizations that were created on the ground. We're talking about the youth. And it goes on. I'm forgetting so many. I don't know. 24? And Cornell West, along with 23 other ministers or faith leaders, were arrested in one of the actions that we're going to show you that was outside of the police station. And so I'm just going to kind of leave it at that, and yeah.
Here's a brutal murder of their son, their father, their loved one died within 4 minutes inside of the store. The videotape showed that, which first of all, the family was not granted permission to receive the video. They requested the video. They did not receive the video until after the grand jury decided not to indict. And as a result of that, the only way now that a conviction could take place is if the Department of Justice decides to take up this case. And so we need help to put pressure so that they can further investigate, look at video, see that this man was not waiting the night as they said he was. He was simply being a customer, an innocent shopper in this store. As my sister said earlier, we must also think about just the unjust practices of Walmart in general. And just as you all have successfully shut down this store, you continue to shut down stores, let them know that without justice there will be no peace. So I want you to know that we in Ohio thank you, and we will continue to stand with you. Thank you for standing with us. No justice? No peace. No justice? No peace.
Told us to leave the premises because it was private property and Walmart did not want us on it. 6 people were arrested. This is us in our car. Protesters went up and onto the public sidewalk, down to the second. Now we're going to segue onto the police department. This actually happened earlier, but we wanted to start with that. This is in the pouring rain. These are protesters, a lot of them clergy, face-to-face with the police line. And they have agreed to be arrested. They signed up, they were ready and willing to be arrested.